Happy Friday, guys. So today's home workout is for time 10 to 1 of dumbbell snatches, alternating, box jump overs, or any object that you have at home that you can do jump over, overhead squats, and then box jump overs again. Dumbbell snatches, we want to pick a weight here where we're keeping it unbroken the entire time, so we're not breaking on those 10s or any reps below that. Box jump overs, find something that will be challenging enough that you can still keep it unbroken, so you're jumping, quick turn, jump over top of that object. Really, these two components are to get that heart rate up as you're doing the other movements. Overhead squats, however, depends what kind of equipment you have at home. If you have a barbell, we can do overhead squats here. If you don't, that's all right too. We have plenty of options. We can do some overhead lunges as well. If you have a broomstick, you can do overhead squats with a broomstick. That's a great tool as well to do those overhead squats. However, choose something that you can really engage the upper back muscles with. So if you're not in a locked out position, you don't feel engagement in your upper back, find a progression a little bit lower so you can really feel the engagement before you use that for the workout. It is a fast-paced workout, and so we want to find something that we're comfortable with, that we can really engage the back before we start doing that movement at high intensity. Last movement, box jump overs, again, getting that heart rate back up again. 10 reps of everything, 9, and then we're progressively going down to 1. So this style of workout is going to be fast. Again, those movements, those weights should be light, kind of sprinting the whole time here. Box jump overs are going to be where you're going to be starting to get gas, so make sure you're breathing there. After that workout, we have a quick little core buster, so alternating Tabata of leg lifts over the object and hollow rocks. So this alternating Tabata is going to be 4 minutes long, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds off. So we're going 20 seconds of leg lifts over the object, 10-second rest, then we're going into 20 seconds of hollow rocks, 10-second rest, then back to those leg lifts over the object. So you'll alternate between those two for those 4 minutes, and you're trying to get as many reps as possible here. Hope you guys enjoyed the afterburn of the workout. We'll see you guys next for the warm-up video.
Okay, for today's warm-up, we are starting off with 2 minutes of some type of cardio. So you can run, you can bike, you can skip, you can swim if you got a pool. So pick something to get your heart rate up for 2 minutes. You can also do burpees. I bet you nobody is going to choose that, but I'm going to say it anyways. After that, we're doing 2 sets of 15 high pulls. So for that high pull, we're just going from a strict position today. We're going to just keep those. You can use a kettlebell, you can use a backpack's a good one for this one. Just put your hands through the top of the straps, and you're just going to pull your object up as high as you can. Notice how I'm leading with my elbows, and I'm trying to engage that upper back when I get to the top, and I'm trying to squeeze those muscles as my object gets all the way up past my collarbone. After 15 of those strict ones, we're going to go for 10 Superman T Raises. So for the Superman T Raies, we're just going to come down to our stomachs, and your hands are going to be out to the side, and we're just going to start off in a relaxed position. So your head and neck are neutral, looking down. Then from here, we're going to raise our legs off the ground, try to keep the feet together, and you're also going to raise your arms nice and high up off the ground. So you're trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together. You're also going to feel your butt squeeze and your low back tensioning up as well. So 10 of those. Don't rush those. I always like to pause for like a second or 2 seconds when I get to the top and make sure I feel that engagement in the areas I talked about. After you're done 2 sets of those, you're going to do 2 sets of 15 Russian kettlebell swings. Biggest pointer to think about on those Russian swings, make sure that that hip comes back and that shin stays straight in the air. So I'm going to look forward, and I'm going to use my hip to pop that object up. Every single time, we're going about eye level here with our weight, and at the top, I'm also thinking about pulling those shoulder blades together. Lots of activation in the upper back, rib cage in. After you're done 15 Russian kettlebell swings, you're going to do 10 single arm presses. So for that single arm press, again, from that side view, we're pulling that rib cage down, squeezing the shoulder blades together before we even press press our object. Once you get overhead, your head can go slightly through that window. I'm squeezing that shoulder blade again at the top for 10 nice and controlled on one side, and then 10 nice and controlled on the other side for 2 sets. Enjoy the warm-up today, guys. We will see you for the workout next.
Starting with the alternating snatch. I got a dumbbell here, guys. So, depending what you have at home, your starting position might be slightly different, okay? So, what I'm getting at is if I have a smaller object, I might have to squat down to reach it versus leaning forward and rounding my back. That is usually your go-to, more natural, kind of lean forward, reach for it. Then that changes your spine position, does not keep it in neutral position. So try to get in the habit of hinging with the hips, okay, squatting down if your object is a little bit smaller, okay? To avoid using your back or compromising your back position, use those legs. Just like any lift here that we would use with a barbell, you would deadlift it from the floor. From there, guys, you're gonna drive your hips, heels into the floor. As you drive your elbow slightly back, then quickly turn it around and punch it to the ceiling, okay? Avoid that two-step because it's not a clean and press, it's a snatch, okay? So one fluid, continuous movement all the way overhead, okay? Box jump over. I'm gonna just set up, I'm just gonna use a ball. Notice how my ball is small here, guys. So if you have a small object, I want you guys to emphasize your jump. So instead of being close to it, maybe take a step back and try to hop over it. Okay, almost lost the bounce there. So hop over it so you're working on that explosiveness in your jump. Okay, so again, hop over it from a distance, turn around, jump
Start
again.
off with some pass-throughs. So your arms are going to be fully locked out. Start off on the outside edge of that PVC, and we're just going to go front to back a couple times. Now, notice how Yash is keeping those shoulders down. It's common that we want to shrug the shoulders up in a pass-through. We want to try to keep the shoulders down. If that feels really easy, you can bring your hands in closer and closer until it gets to the point where it kind of gets to a point at in the overhead where it's sticky. There's a spot where it's just really hard to get through without bending those elbows. So when you find that spot, that's a great spot to start for that overhead squat. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is the positioning in our upper back and shoulders. So what Yash is doing is he's actually rotating. So if I were to grab his arm and rotate it, he's trying to get the armpits pushing forward and the elbow pits pointing upwards. Once he gets into that lockout position, he's going to pinch those shoulder blades together. He's trying to get the insides of those shoulder blades closer towards each other, and he's trying to think of getting that whole shoulder blade kind of tucked into his back pocket. So he's pulling those shoulder blades down, pinching them together. Once you get into that position, we're just going to come down into our squat. So you can see Yash is going to start slowly coming down. He's got good mobility. Obviously, he practices this position since he was about 12 years old. So he's got a good spot here at the bottom. If you can look forward for me there, Yash, you want to keep that head and neck in that neutral position, squeezing those shoulder blades together, weights on the heels. You can come up there, Yash. So let's say that was like 50.
Okay, let's go over the afterburner today. As mentioned on the whiteboard, it's really to get a double workout today, guys. It's Tabata again, so you're alternating movements, going for 8 rounds. Okay, so it's going to be a 4-minute workout. Okay, so it's a short one, so make sure you find the right progression that is intense enough for you. Okay, the legless over an object, I'm going to use a ball. I'm going to start by progressing from my elbows. If I'm on my elbows, I'm trying to push my belly button into the floor to work toward that hollow position. Raise my legs over my object. Again, raising my legs over the object. As I get going, I'm trying to keep my core engaged. Now, this movement you're using a little bit more of your hip flexors, but leaning back, you're not going to really find them as much. So if it's available to you, try to progress. From the elbows, you can go to the hands, as long as you're trying to work to that hollow position. Okay? If the hands are available to you, lock those arms up and bring your hands by your hips. Okay, same thing. Now I'm starting, I can feel my hip flexors, I'm using them a little bit more. If you want to progress a little bit further, you bring your hands forward. So you can start reaching toward, or walking the hands towards your knees, or even further, guys. Big thing I find is I try to push into the floor as I'm kind of turning my palms into the floor. So if I turn my palms into the floor, I push my belly button into the back. So I'm getting a hollow position. From there, I'm gonna go side to side. Common movement is to go on the fingertips. That's fine, but if possible, work towards on the flat. Okay. 20 seconds of that. Then after the 20 seconds, your hollow rock. You are going to rock back and forth. So find the right progression again. I'm going to get you guys starting off in that dead bug position, but your shoulders are off the floor. You can grab your legs. Try not to kick your legs like I just did, so it's not a kick. Okay? Think about flexing your abs, relax. Flex your abs, relax. Flex, relax. So that's what creates the rocking. If that's available, if that's possible and manageable for you, let go of your legs. And then the next progression is, can I lower my legs to the right height without swinging my legs? If your legs are fairly low, you can go to the side. Okay? If you want to go overhead, you can. Once it's overhead, you can use the tension in your shoulders to rock faster by really pushing down to the floor with your arms, which creates a little momentum. Keep those arms straight though. So you're doing 20 seconds of your hollow rocks before you start round number 2. It's 8 rounds total, so 4 minutes of work today for that afterburner. Have fun with this one. It's gonna warm up that midsection, get you guys going for the day, okay? See you tomorrow in the workout.